Hello and welcome to Hard Hats and Hot Topics podcast, brought to you by Calfacedon. I'm Jacob Harris, Apprentice Project Manager here, and we're here today discuss about our apprenticeship experience and offer an insight into our journey so far. I'm joined by Tom Holland, Tony Stilwell, our Building Surveyor Apprentices, and Nancy Whyton, our Health and Safety Apprentice. So, Tom, do you want to tell me a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Tom Holland. I'm an Apprentice Building Surveyor. Started in September, so I've been doing it for nearly about half a year now, and really enjoying it.
Good. Do you get up so much in your personal life?
Yeah, I'm quite into sports, into fitness. Yeah.
Fair enough. Tony, yourself, do you want to introduce?
Tony Stilwell. I'm a first year degree apprentice. I started the same time as Tom and yourself. Very new to the industry. I've got no background in any construction. Personally, in my personal life, I'm quite into motorbikes.
Nancy, do you want to tell me a bit about yourself?
I'm Nancy, a Health and Safety Apprentice. I started in September. I like cooking. I go to the gym.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Jacob?
Apprentice Project Manager. I did a bit of work experience just in construction and quantity surveying. Did that at two companies before. In my own time, I like to play quite a lot of golf, quite a lot of cricket, so quite sporty. How do you find out about your apprenticeship at Calfacedon?
I found out on Indeed.com. I was searching for building surveyor jobs, and it was actually the only one that came up. So I applied for it, and I then got an interview, and here I am.
Nice. What about you, Nancy?
Well, Nicola from HR came to my school. I was talking to her originally. I was interested in quantity surveying since I quite liked maths. But I got talking to her, and it sort of opened my eyes to other disciplines in the industry. And I felt like health and safety might be more for me, since it's more people focused. And then I talked to her again at another event, and then I applied on the website and I got the job.
Got the job. Nice.
Yeah.
You had a bit of a different experience, didn't you?
Yeah, well, for me, my school had us all do work experience, and I wasn't interested in it really. I didn't know what I wanted to do, with no relation to construction. I went over to the office, the Calfacedon South End office, on a whim. Just asked if they had any work experience for me, and they gave me 2 weeks, and I got offered a degree apprenticeship by the end of it.
Yeah, nice.
Very unexpected.
Do you have an interview for anything, or they just offer after your experience?
I did initial 2 weeks with them.
Yeah, nice.
Then a year later, I did another 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
They did a brief interview, but I'd been with them for 4 weeks at that point. I think that experience is more than any interview. So
yeah,
I didn't have to do any interviews officially.
Yeah, fair enough. For me personally, it was a jobs fair they had at my school, and my boss's boss was actually the one that spoke to me about it, and then applied online and had an interview and got the job. So that was very good. So very lucky for that. What was the application process like then? I know we just very briefly spoke about that, but did you have to do anything online?
It was quite simple compared to other applications that I made. I submitted a personal statement, a few questions, and then I came for an interview.
Yeah, nice.
I had to send in my CV, and I had to bring along to my interview a project or something that I've worked on, and I decided to use an example of I helped my grandmother downsize, so that was a building project, so that was quite relevant to building surveying. So I then ran through that as a presentation of an interview.
Nice. And then you said you just
I didn't have any official interviews really for me.
Yeah.
Very brief. I'm just curious for you guys. Did any of you apply to universities as well as the degree apprenticeship? Or?
Yeah, I applied. I was originally going to have a gap year. I applied for UCAS for quantity surveying it would have been 2026 then. But I really wanted an apprenticeship, so I was very lucky that I got offered one here.
What did you think of the process? Did you find it was a very different process?
Yeah, I mean, UCAS obviously is a personal statement, put your predicted grades on everything, but this for the apprentices, it was just a CV I had to upload and a cover letter, and then do you have a driver's license and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy, the apprentice application.
Why did you decide to do an apprenticeship instead of uni?
Mainly because you earn and learn, you get paid a bit of money, you get experience, and you don't get a lot of debt when you come out of the apprentice. So it's good. The main thing is the experience. I think that's very important.
Oh, yeah.
Start from the get-go. What's one thing about the apprentice that's different to what you expected?
Different to what I'd expected. I didn't expect as much talking to clients.
Yeah.
Definitely. Going into what I went into, building surveying, I thought it would be a lot more learning, like uni. And then you get into the office and you start working, and the majority of what you're doing is actual work compared to studying and doing assignments.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that, and it's definitely prepared me, I think, for the future. It's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've put me on the front line straight away, which is good. It's very good to get experience. It's kind of like a shock to the system, straight into it, emailing clients and all those. But it's good, you get responsibility. So it's good. It's good for the long run, obviously. Is that quite similar with you too?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was
straight on
actually
the front line.
I felt more kind of eased into it actually. So I've only just recently started taking more responsibility, and it wasn't like I already felt chucked into the deep end. Yeah.
For me, every day's different. Some days I'm on site, other days I'm attending design team meetings with external architects and engineers. There is a lot of responsibility.
I think that's a main thing, that being a degree apprenticeship differs from university. Is the responsibilities and learning all the skills that you wouldn't learn at university.
An actual experience.
You get so much more experience.
Cool.
And I think that's a major driving factor.
Main thing, getting experience.
Especially in health and safety, I think it's a lot more useful to be doing it as an apprenticeship, because you get to go on site and see all the mistakes that people make, and it just really helps my learning experience a lot more than learning out of a textbook. Personally,
it's the same in building surveying, that there's so many things that we're doing in university that I almost feel slightly ahead of in aspects, because I've seen them happen on site, or I've actually been doing them in the office. I think it definitely
I also
helps.
feel like the networking opportunities, I've made a lot of contacts already, and if I went to uni then I wouldn't have that, and I'd be starting from scratch. So it's definitely a head start, I think.
Fair enough. And have you been finding work life hard with personal life and university? Has that been a bit of a struggle?
It took a while to start to balance it. I say a few months, but you end up getting into a routine, and it's all about time management, really, making use of your free time.
I definitely struggled with that with my first batch of assignments coming through. Time management, just not getting them. Well, I got them all in on time.
Yeah,
but
that's similar to me. I kind of left it lastminute.com.
Yeah.
I think got it done eventually, which is the main thing. But I mean, as well, I kind of have to work a bit on the weekends when you got assignments coming up. So you have to do a bit on the weekends out of your 8 hours they get given. Is that similar to you two? Did you have to work a bit on the weekend for your? You really haven't had any.
Yeah, not really.
Have you yet?
No, it's still kind of easing me into it. But I do it in my free time, really.
What, you're level 3? Do you have assignments that are due, or is it?
Well, I sort of schedule one day for college, so where I can focus on my assignments and coursework, and then the other 4 days is mostly working with Calford on projects and going out on site, etc.
Nice. Have you learned anything specific about your role? You have to see quite a bit of camera, getting photos, don't you two, on the site?
Yeah.
So I
think organisation's really important, and I think if you're on site, making notes is also very important, because you're not going to remember everything, and you can always go back to your notes. So,
going back to that note taking, is definitely the skills I've learned from the job. Note taking in meetings that I need to use for the minutes, that's transferred over to my university. I find I'm taking much better notes in my lectures, just from those skills that I got from the office and going to meetings.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so many skills that I think that transfer from the office going into your education. That it gives you such a, we said it before, it gives you such a head start.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
What do you think the biggest struggle is from coming out of school?
I'd say balancing my time, definitely.
Yeah.
With the degree apprenticeship, you're still doing a lot of the work that university students are doing on top of having some of the work, like office work. For me, at the start, that was a struggle, but I'm finding it much easier now as I'm getting along to allocate my time better and get my assignments done and make sure I'm on top of all of uni and work.
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing is probably the responsibility, because every day you have to show up for yourself. You've not got a teacher in your ear telling you what you've got to do. You've got to make it happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, because everyone else is obviously more experienced, so you need to sort of prove yourself. But it's definitely good, like the exposure.
Yeah.
It's
Same.
good.
In my lectures, I'm meeting people that have been in the industry for 10, 20 years. You know, like you said, with exposure, you find so many different people. You mentioned it earlier, networking. You're still going to, for me anyway, I'm going to an actual university to do my course. I'm finding so many new people that have been in the industry for years, people who've just started like me. There's so many opportunities to meet people and network.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
It's amazing.
How did you find adapting to a 9-to-5 life straight from school?
Yeah, it's a bit different because the school that I went to, we finished mostly around 1ish, so it was like,
Really?
like 8:30 to 1. But we had 3 periods after 1, but you're allowed to go home there, so it's a bit of a change from that, just adapting to it. But yeah, the main thing obviously was when you're at school, you have like designated times, designated lessons. But at work, you kind of have your own time, like when to respond to emails and all those types of things. So yeah, that's definitely the biggest change that kind of happened. So yeah, adapted quite well, I'd say. Have you guys adapted well to the change, or does it take a bit of time?
I think it took a bit of time, waking up early every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think having responsibilities and stuff, it's a lot more tiring than being at school. So it takes out of you.
Has anyone in your team like giving you any advice that's like kept with you? For me personally, it was the time management. My boss James has been really, how can I put this? He's helped me a lot with time management. Like if a task takes 1 minute, just get it done. Has there been anything like that with you? That like your team leaders giving you any advice?
I think I've had quite a lot of the same advice, and it's ask a lot of questions, and I think that's really important because we've come straight from school and we haven't got any background at all really in our jobs. So of course we're lacking knowledge, and you can only really find out the things by asking questions.
Yeah, asking questions is a big one.
Yeah. So I'm sure all team leaders, everyone in Calfacine is very approachable. So if I have any questions, I'd just ask my boss, even if it's a stupid question.
Yeah, always happy to help.
Always happy to help. Guessing the same with health and safety as well.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah, my route's really good.
I've noticed that everywhere in the industry, everyone constantly asks questions, even higher ups. You know, no one knows everything, and no one expects you to know everything.
Yeah.
You know, constantly asking questions it's not something you're going to eventually get above. You know, it's not something that you're not going to be doing.
Do you feel more confident just in yourself and your personal life, even from when you've started your job? I guess talking to more people, does that kind of boost your confidence quite a bit?
Yeah, talking to adults as well, and remembering to remain professional as well, and meeting new people and representing a company.
Yeah.
Going on site, you talk to so many people. So it's definitely built my confidence. I did a presentation in the first few months. So definitely thrown me in the deep end sort of, but
yeah, no, I mean that's good. You get to talk to all different people.
Yeah.
That's some of the main things. Increase your social skills as well, which is important in all aspects in life. But wait, you go on? Do you go on site quite a bit? Don't you?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
constantly on site myself. I love the experience of being on site. The early mornings are
So you get to meet
bit
different
tough, but-
people from different.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's from different backgrounds. You know, you meet so many different types of people. It's incredible.
Was there anything scared when you first started off? Were you scared of anything when you started in September? Anything you weren't looking forward to when you were joining?
I was a bit scared that it's going to be really intense, and it's straight into your 9 to 5 life, and you're almost no longer a teenager, straight into being a proper adult.
Yeah.
But it's not really like that. It's yeah.
I was a bit worried about the work-life balance, but
Yeah.
you get used to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've adapted.
I think companies are very understanding that
Oh yeah, they
you're
are.
coming
They're really
straight from
flexible.
school. Yeah, they. A lot of companies they've had plenty of apprentices before, and they'll have plenty after, and they know that you're coming. It's a big change in your life, so they're often very willing to accommodate anything and help you through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Is there anything you wish you knew before starting your apprentice? Like anything that's unexpected that's come up? Has everything been what you expected?
I don't think I was actually really too sure what I was expecting. So yeah. What about you guys?
I did quite a bit of research before. I applied for universities as well as the degree apprenticeship. My main concern with going into the apprenticeship was the balance and losing out on a lot of the free time. But it hasn't actually been as difficult as I expected at all. I still have plenty of time to see friends and have a social life outside of work. That was my biggest fear coming into it, and it turned out to be not a problem at all, really.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest part about starting working?
It's probably being organised, to be honest. That's probably, you've got to be very organised. You're going straight into a job, and that's probably the most important thing. To be totally honest, in secondary school, wasn't really that organised. Never had like a set routine or anything, but I've definitely got into a routine.
And did you find it a bit overwhelming having responsibility?
I wouldn't say overwhelming. It's just something I wasn't as prepared for. But when you work, get some months experience, just naturally kind of happens. But yeah, definitely. If anyone here is listening, be organised from day one. That's probably the best advice that I can give. Would you guys all agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, but I think that whatever company you go to, they'll often be very helpful in showing you how to be organised. They'll have systems and things like that in place so that you can organise your work, organise your time. You know, I think they've been very helpful to me to show me how to be an organised person.
Yeah,
because I definitely wasn't before I started. And
if you had to give any advice to any future apprentices, what would you give them?
When you start off, it's going to feel really weird, and you'd have to stick with it.
Ask a lot of questions. I know everyone says it, but stay organised. Like if someone asks you if you want to go out on site with them, just go, because you don't know what you're going to learn.
Yeah, I think doing your research before you make the choice. I mean, if you're a student listening to this, you're doing your research now, but doing your research about the different options. You know, so many different industries offer degree apprenticeships. You know, I know plenty of people. Me myself, I thought university was the only option really to get a degree. After finding out about degree apprenticeships, I knew it was what I wanted really. But
and also in jobs like ours, it's quite versatile. So in a few years, if we want to change what area we're working in, we can change.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because obviously I originally thought about quantity surveying, but doing health and safety, I know that I can branch into other things if I wanted to. Like when I get my qualification, or if I wanted to be an architect, then I could give that a go.
Yeah.
So
thanks. Well, being at the workplace, you get exposed to so many different places. Like I didn't really know what health and safety
Yeah, so
Yeah,
many
doing
jobs you never heard of.
Yeah, so many different
Yeah,
roles.
and obviously we attend the, what are they called?
Career fair.
Technical talks.
The technical talks for apprentices.
Yeah, they're
So
helpful.
with other disciplines, so we can learn about them. That's quite useful.
Yeah, for me personally, I think the best thing is getting work experience. I think that definitely helped me in my job interview.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what got you the job,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Did you have any experience before in health and safety or construction?
No, I didn't know much about it at all.
Yeah.
I was only when I was talking to Nicola, and then I did my research, and I thought it might be for me, and I applied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Tom? Did you have any work
Yeah,
experience
I
before?
did some work experience for building surveying and also asset management.
Nice.
And yeah, what I like about building surveying and also your two jobs is it's not just desk bound, so you're on site, and it means no 2 days ever really the same, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
That was the main reason I personally got into building surveying.
Yeah.
I knew I never just wanted to be in an office for my whole career, and building surveying was a perfect balance between being out and about on site and in the office.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Do you have any misconceptions about project management or building surveying?
For me personally, I didn't know the ins and outs of it before I started the role. I knew what it was very briefly, like overlooking projects, but I didn't know specifically what I was going to be doing. For example, like some of my clients who need to get like surveys done, so that's my responsibility to email companies that do specific types of surveys. So that was something I didn't really know about my job. And there's other small things like valuations as well. I knew it was going to be overseeing like the whole project, but I didn't know what specifically I was going to be doing when I first started off.
I didn't know what building surveying was at all before I started, so it's quite difficult to have a misconception really. I think now, because I find myself doing such a wide what's the word?
Range.
I find myself doing such a wide range of different jobs that sometimes it can be a bit difficult to explain to someone what I do. I mean, my partner tells people that I wear a hard hat sometimes for work. So I think a very common misconception is that you're either going to be doing one or the other. You're in the office or you're either at a construction site all day. Whereas in reality, it's a mix.
Can you talk a little bit about like your role, like what you do in a day?
So much as I'm training to be a building surveyor, I'm often taking on more of a project manager position, issuing contracts. I feel like I'm a bit of a letterbox sometimes, but it's very interesting. In building surveying itself, I'm often going to sites. I do a lot of party wall. You're doing surveys of buildings, making sure everything's in order. Snag lists. I've done plenty of them where there's a construction project underway and you're making sure there's no defects. That's my current position, but it's constantly changing, and I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but I find every other week I'm doing slightly different things, and I think that's a great thing that differentiates apprenticeships from going to university. You're doing such a wide, for me, I'm doing such a wide range of different things, getting an insight into how different parts of the business work and interact with each other. That's a massive benefit to doing a degree apprenticeship.
Yeah, and just to add on to what Tony was saying about building surveying, when I started off working, I thought it was only really building pathology that I'd be doing, but we do a lot of project management and it's just so varied, and I didn't think it'd be that varied, and I really enjoy how varied it is actually. But I think for people who are thinking about doing building surveying, I think a lot of people think that it literally is mainly building pathology, and that really isn't true.
Definitely.
How about you, Nancy? Is your job what you expected?
To be honest, I didn't really know what I was expecting, but I feel like I was sort of thinking like going to site and sort of being the enemy to everyone, because like I sort of thought it was going to be like having a go at people, like, where's your hard hat and everything. But it's more actually about working with the builders. Like, you need to make them understand that,
You're keeping
like,
people safe.
I'm there to keep them safe, and it's not me that is protecting, it's them. And also, I didn't expect to be like a big part of the design process, but I do work closely with the architects, making sure that the designs comply with the health and safety regulations. And there's a lot of principal designer work, which I think is really interesting. So I didn't know about that side of it at all. To be honest, I just thought of going on a site and having a go at people, which is not at all what it's like.
Is there anything else apart from your actual job, like the social side of Calvert Ceiling? You guys attended many events. I know we all went to Fair Game. You weren't here. We went to Fair Game. Have you done anything else like with your group?
No, not with my group. Oh,
Christmas parties, I think. we
yeah,
had that.
Christmas parties, definitely.
Mhm.
A great time to get to know everyone on
Yeah.
a further level than just talking to each other in the office. Yeah, I think they're great.
I went to a sports day event
Oh,
in the
nice.
summer. That was quite fun, yeah.
Have you guys ever made a mistake, and have you learned from it?
Yeah, definitely made some. Well, it's part of the job, isn't it? Making mistakes. It's kind of like small things, like it's like small stuff in emails. Like once I sent the wrong email to the wrong person. I mean, we haven't got that much full-on responsibility. We can mess that whole project
Yeah.
up. Like evaluation, I know if you mess up evaluation, that can go quite badly financially. So we haven't got that responsibility at the moment, but that'll definitely come in the future. What about you? Have you made any mistakes really?
Nothing massive. Whenever I've made a small mistake, it's always been treated as a learning opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
same with
That's
me.
what Calvert Ceiling very good. If you make mistakes, you just
Yeah,
bounce
and
back.
because of, I don't know if you guys have the line manager, like a buddy system,
Mhm.
where, so a lot of what I do, I ask my line manager, like, is this okay before I send something? Or she's always there for support. So I'm never like alone. I've always got Katie.
Yeah, I'm always asking, is this okay before
Yeah.
I send emails and
Yeah,
issue documents? But I think that's just a big part of being new to an industry. It's a new environment.
Mhm.
Things like that. You're going to be asking questions.
Definitely. I think that's pretty much it then. So thank you for listening to Hard Hats and Hot Topics podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram for the latest news and events.